Hi gang, welcome back to another rhythm pattern. We're going to look at a blues pattern today. It looks like this. This is kind of where we're going to start with the blues. We're going to do a whole series of different patterns specifically for blues music, and we're going to start with this one. Okay, now I played that in a specific, beg your pardon, I played that in a specific chord order, and I'm going to show you that. We're going to do it, I played it in G, we're actually going to learn it in C, and I'll show you the chord order because we want to play what's known as a 12-bar blues riff in these, just to help kind of reinforce that in your mind, because a lot of blues music you hear is going to follow that chord sequence. So what are we doing? First things first, for once we are not going to be playing octaves in the left hand. We are going to find, here's middle C, and I want you to find two C's below that. I want you to put your pinky on the low C, and your index finger is going to go on G. And for those of you who have been following and really are trying to learn your intervals and your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in each scale, we're on the 1 and the 5. Your thumb will brush up against this A, which is the 6. So what happens is you want to think for your rhythm, you want to think hot potato, cold potato, hot potato, cold potato, hot potato, cold potato. Okay? You're going to play hot po. On te, your thumb plays A with that root note, and your index finger lets off. So hot potato. So hot potato, then back down to cold potato. So on tato, you're up here on the 1 and 6, and on hot po and cold po, you're on the 1 and the 5. Hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, cold. Now it's not just like, you really have to be hot potatoes, so kind of a staccato almost, like attack it, bum, need a little space, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. So it's like, da, 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 da. So it's almost like you're gliding off of this. You attack, bump, glide, attack, hot. So it's, and on that glide, bump, ba-da, another attack, ba-da, 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 ba-da. So there's a little bit of space, bump. So it's a little bit of space after the attacks, bump, then kind of a slur, ba, a little bit of space, slur, ba, ba, It's not really a staccato like it's got a dot under it. It's more like a little accent, like one of these guys. Not one of these, but one of these, up and down. So it's like da 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 da. So in the right hand, there's two different places that you can, well, really you can do this anywhere that you want to on any inversion of the chord, but I think it works best when you're either in the standard inversion, which would be your thumb on the root note, and then 3/5 there. Or it works best in either that one, or it works in the first inversion, where your pinky is on the root note. So thumb on the root note or pinky on the root note. And here's what you're doing. You come down on the chord, da, 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 and you move to a 4 chord. So in this case, we're going from C, which is C, E, G, to an F chord, which the closest inversion is this one. So C, F, A. Bum, 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 bum. So dot, da, 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 da. Now, I suppose technically the best way to do this would be to play C, E, and G with thumb, index, ring, and then slur into these with your middle finger and pinky finger like so. I have to confess I don't do it that way. I just play it like this and shift. That's entirely up to you. What feels good on your hand? You know, if you get used to it, you'll play it well. Bum, bum. Now, when I give these suggested fingerings, my idea for you is choose what feels best, but if you ever reach a point where you're like, no matter how much I practice, I can't quite get that up to speed, you might want to try to incorporate a preferred fingering in, because it will help you to be able to play it at full speed if your fingers aren't getting the job done. But I'm not here to be the fingering Nazi, you know. I just, however it works for you. So, bump, ba-dum, ba-dum, and over the top of it, they go together in perfect sync, so you don't even have to come up with hand independence. It's just hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, cold potato, and it looks like this. The other one that I mentioned is you can put your pinky up here on the root note, and it's like so. You were on a C chord here, and you're still going from a C chord to an F chord. So see how in this case, the nearest F chord is to just shift your thumb and middle finger to an F and an A. Bum, ba-dum. So the shift is taking place in different fingers here. Bum, ba-dum. Okay? So what I want to do is show you, first I'm going to show you what the 12-bar blues pattern is, in case you don't know already. And then we'll kind of go through in the different keys and show you that where that is. So, a 12-bar blues goes like this. It goes one chord for 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the second measure it goes to a 4 chord. Then back to a 1 chord. And again on the 1 chord. Then back to a 4 chord for 2 measures. Back to 1. Now to 5. Then 4. Then 1. Okay, so again, it's one chord for two measures, or excuse me, one chord for one measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, then a 4 chord for one measure. 2, 2, 3, 4, then two measures of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then two measures of 4. 2, 2, then two measures of 1. Then one measure of 5, one measure of 4, then two more measures of 1, and that's 12 bars. Okay, so watch that one more time, and I'll shout out one chord and kind of point out, since we're in the key of C, your one chord is a C, so it's like C, then F, then C, then F, then C, then G, then F, then C. Okay, so that's your main structure. 1, 4, 1, 1, 4, 4, 1, 1, 5, 4, 1, 1. And I have that written out, by the way, in a little text document that you can download as part of this module. So if this happens to be on YouTube as a free teaser, you have to become a member to see the written material. But anyway, but most of you are watching it inside the members area. So anyway, that's what's going on. So let's take a look at all of the different keys so that you have that to work with. So in C, we already learned that it's C, E, G, C, F, A. Bum, ba, bum. Or when we put our pinky on C, it looks like this. Okay, now in D flat, in the left hand, your 1 is D flat, your 5 is A flat, and your 6 is B flat, so and here it's D flat, F, A flat, bump to G flat and B flat. And it'd be in D, D, F sharp, A, D and A, and it's B is your 6. Bum, bum, bum. And then toggling between a G, a D, and a G chord. Bum, bum. With your pinky up here on the root note on D, it's okay, and an E flat chord. Your 1 and your 5 are E flat and B flat. Your 6 is a C. And you're going to be toggling between an E flat chord, which is E flat, G, B flat, and an A flat chord, E flat, A flat, C. Or up here, it looks like so, with your pinky on E flat. In E, your 1 and 5 are E and B. Your 6 is a C sharp. So you play your E chord, E, G sharp, B, and you're moving to the 4 chord, which is A and C sharp with E. So it's boom, boom, boom. And up here, when you put your pinky on the root note, which is E, F and C are your 1 and 5. Your 6 is a D. Boom. Your F chord, F, A, C. Toggling back between that and a B flat chord, F, B flat, D. Put your pinky on F. Notice I'm dropping it an octave because the higher we get, the more cheesy it starts to sound. F, C, A, bump. Okay, let's just do it down here. G flat. G flat and D flat are your 1 and 5. Your 6 is an E flat, so here's your G flat chord, G flat, B flat, D flat. Your 4 chord, technically in this key signature, your 4 chord is a C flat, but I'm going to call it a B chord because who the hell wants to call it a C flat chord? So G flat, B, E flat, like so. So put your pinky up here on G flat, then it looks like so. Okay. In G, G, D, and then E is your 6. G, B, D is your root chord, toggling to a C chord. And up here, in A flat, E flat are your 1 and 5, F is your 6, A flat, C, E flat is your A flat chord, toggling to a D flat chord, which is A flat, D flat, F. Okay, A and E, it's in the key of A. A and E are your 1 and 5. F sharp is your 6. A, C sharp, E is your A chord, toggling to a D chord, which is A, D, F sharp. So And if you play it up here with your pinky on that root note of A, finally, as we get to B flat and B here, B flat and F are your 1 and 5, your 6 is a G, your two chords are B flat and E flat, so B flat D F toggling to B flat E flat G. And if you put your pinky on B flat up here, it looks like so. Okay. Now in B, we have a B, D sharp, F sharp chord. We have B and F sharp. Your 6 is G sharp. So B, D sharp, F sharp, going to an E chord, which is B, E, G sharp. And with your pinky up here on B, looks like this. Okay, so just to give you an idea of some of the kinds of things you can do with this, any of the, this is a great pattern to use to just make some blues up, stuff like where you're like, from the day I was born, my mama took me in her hands. She said, you little boy, ain't gonna make it, ain't gonna make it, yeah. So I took my mama shopping, and I bought her a pretty ring. You didn't have no real diamond though. Couldn't afford the real thing, but I told her, mama, someday I'll make it and I'll buy you the real thing. Yeah, I'm just making stuff up, but any of that kind of thing. One bourbon, one vodka, right, one whiskey, one bourbon, one beer. I'll show you that little riff in the variation video for this. But the other thing, one that comes to mind right now is Jim Croce. The south side of Chicago is the baddest part of town. You go down there, you better just beware of a man named Brown. So there's a lot of different kinds of stuff. Just any old standard blues thing, any of the kind of B.B. King, Albert King era, this is one rhythm pattern that'll work for a lot of them. And it doesn't matter whether you play it really slow like this, or if you play it up tempo. So any of that kind of stuff, this will be a good basis for. We'll do some more variations on this, and we have a whole series of more videos that either, depending on when you see this, they're either already here in the rhythm pattern module, or I will be working on them and releasing them, because there's a lot of different things you can do with blues. And gratefully, the skills are transferable. If you learn how to play blues well, you can use all of that stuff in rock, pop, country, you name it. So it's really important stuff, really useful stuff. So thank you for tuning in. I will see you on the next video. And until then, remember, if you're not having fun when you're making music, you're doing it wrong. And I'm going to sign out. This is Piano Man Steve Lungrin. Bye-bye.